Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And in this episode, I'm going to be taking a look at a holiday classic. Our mint-flavored time machine takes us back to the year 1993 to look at a very particular holiday, again and again. My review of the 1993 comedy, Groundhog Day. Coming up now. Phil Connors, a Pittsburgh television weatherman, prepares to travel to the town of Punxsutawney for the fourth year in a row to report on the annual Groundhog Day celebration. While Phil despises the assignment, he heads to the town along with the station's producer Rita and cameraman Larry, staying at an inn. On Groundhog Day, Phil awakes and begrudgingly does the report on Punxsutawney Phil, and if he will see his shadow or not, but the news trio get caught in a blizzard and must stay in the town overnight. When Phil awakes in the morning, he realizes the same radio program is playing. He sees the same townspeople saying the same exact things that they said the day before, and once again, it's Groundhog Day. Phil relives the day again and again and again, and is the only person with any memory of the day repeating. Phil ranges from being depressed to desperate to move on from the day, but has no clue how he can break the loop and get his life back on track. Groundhog Day is an amazing comedy fantasy film. It was directed by Harold Ramis, who previously directed the films Caddyshack and National Lampoon's Vacation, and previously worked with star Bill Murray on the film Stripes, and of course Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. Ramis does a terrific job with the material here. Groundhog Day released in theaters on February 12, 1993, and was a success, becoming one of the year's highest-grossing films and the box office, and was enjoyed by both critics and audiences. While the premise of being caught in a time loop has become a bit more commonplace today, this was one of the first to perfect it, and certainly has become the most well-known to do so, with recent films such as Edge of Tomorrow or Happy Death Day being compared to Groundhog Day. We see that Phil is a self-absorbed jerk who doesn't care about anyone else and becomes even more miserable as he must relive the dreaded day over and over. It's very entertaining and intriguing to see Phil encounter the same situations and townspeople each day and how he begins to deal with them. Phil soon realizes that the things he does during the day have no consequences, so he starts doing things such as stealing a bag of money or driving like a fiend and ending up in jail, but then waking up back in his bed at the inn the next morning. The character also starts to become depressed and starts committing suicide in an array of different ways for a number of days, but keeps coming back. It's interesting to see Phil using the loop for an advantage for his love life as well, knowing more information about his targets he learned previously in the days prior without their knowledge. The story takes another great turn as Phil starts to improve the lives of others during the day and even tries to save people in a number of ways. Seeing the character trying to make himself a better person is reminiscent of A Christmas Carol, but it definitely works here as well. There's a number of great messages about the meaning of life throughout. Along with some great laugh-out-loud moments, there's a sweet romance that begins between Phil and Rita, and we definitely root for them to get together if that's possible. The film stars Bill Murray, who's perfect in the role as Phil Connors, the TV weatherman who finds himself reliving Groundhog Day over and over for reasons he can't explain. Andie MacDowell as Rita Hanson, the station's producer who Phil begins to fall for. Chris Elliott as Larry the cameraman, who Phil doesn't have the greatest relationship with. And Stephen Tobolowsky as Ned Ryerson, the insurance salesman from Phil's past who keeps running into him on the street. In 2006, the film was selected by the Library of Congress to be entered into the National Film Registry. Groundhog Day is a fantastically entertaining and imaginative comedy and romance that not only is great to see once, but on repeat viewings as well. Number-wise, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, which gives it the A-list rating of A-list approved. That's right, it gets the A-list seal of approval. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. youtube.com/westside515. Like the show on Facebook, facebook.com/westtruebaylist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd @WesAList. Until next time, Troop out.